I labeled that house with a sign saying waffle stick death scene.
It's just like a crime scene. It got pretty nasty, man. Like that first house I went into, like I put a big wood block right there in front of the door so they could not escape, and I just looked at them and pulled out my sword. It was pretty dark.
I walked in with an axe in my with my off hand, and my off hand, my sword in my main hand. I walked in and I wasn't playing.
You walked in a legit axe murderer.
Oh yeah, I was ready to rumble. Okay, so is like F5 the best way to see it, or?
No, definitely in a minecart. You know what? I'm just gonna go on. You gotta experience this. You're gonna be like, this was under here the whole time?
Really?
Yeah.
Is this on Hex's channel? Did he put
Yeah, I
this
think
on his
so.
channel?
Yeah, I think he did.
This is cool as hell.
It's pretty neat, man. I like it.
Man, he put some work in. Gee.
Yeah, just the amount of detailing he put into it is just like, it blows my mind. I was just like, God.
Oh, did he? I guarantee he's gonna go through and do all kinds of armors and stuff in this thing.
All for something that someone could miss if they were to like tour this or anything, you know?
Right. I just happened to stumble across it. I was like, ooh, what's this? My car track. Really?
Hello, I'm Offstick. Welcome to episode 24 of BlockHeads. Waffle Stick death scene in this room. What can I say? The golems took me out, but it's not like I came into this room and murked a bunch of villagers. No. Waffle would never do that. I even got the murderer advancement from the custom data pack. And, you know, I had to share that with Hex. Hex was kind of cringing about all this stuff because, you know, he loves his villagers. And I was the same way. I love the life that was in this village. I thought it was really cool. But, yeah, it began lagging really bad here in the spawn town. So we had removed all of the villagers inside of this town. So it's much nicer now. Hex even implemented the data pack where you can use armor stands to make like plots and scenes with them. We've got a farmer over here with a hoe. And one of my personal favorites, if we were to get over here in a timely manner, there we go, do a little bit of flying. He'd done this bridge with a guy sitting there fishing. That's just so cool. I love this. It's almost like these guys are more delightful or equal in life just because you can do all the crazy things with them. I mean, of course, they're not moving around, but it really portrays a nice scene. You could fill in a lot of lore and detail with that kind of stuff. So I'm pretty excited to see the armor stands coming in and all the lag go out, so we don't have to worry about the server crashing anymore. But let me show you something at Hex's castle. Hex lives in the cruel world. He is definitely a tyrant. Like, look at this. We go into his bedroom. It's absolutely disgusting. Like, you about to want to see this. He has a box of heads in his bedroom, just waiting to be used for his little plots and stuff. A tyrant that takes heads and places them onto armor stands. What a creep, like, honestly. But we did manage to save the mending villager just in case we need those, and also the ones at the barn just for any future breeding in this area if we have to. So in between episodes, I didn't really do any project work, but I did do a lot of grind work for gear and such. So we went over to the end cities. I got some extra elytras. We got 3 of those. Got about 2.5 stacks of shulker shells, but I took a stack, I think, in my ender chest. Yeah, so I got a bunch there. Very nice to have those in back stock, and even grinded up a stack of ender chests just to keep with me, because I like to place those everywhere, just that way I can have access to my inventory at all times. I'm bad. Yeah. Came over here to Hex's Guardian Farm, took all the supplies I could. He won't have any resources when he comes back over, that's for sure. Because I'd tank this place, man. That's a great thing about BlockHeads. You make a farm, don't expect there to be resources there because we all take them. No, I tried to leave enough for Hex if I could. There should be still some in here. I've still got to get some of these shards because I was wanting to make prismarine blocks. But I do have a full shulker full of sea lanterns, which I really needed for today's project in particular. And I needed some more dark prismarine so that we can work on that area. We're going to be going back over to the perimeter today. Yeah, we're going to be doing the trading hall. Last episode we had done the zombie converter, but I am really needing to get that thing set up in a timely manner. So, you know, I don't usually like to continue projects the next episode, but I feel like we need to get it done. Aha, but here's the thing. My generosity levels have 2 sides to them. I hit you with the sour first, then I come in with the sweet. We're AFKing at the Guardian Farm to benefit the next person that swings by. And I built this column to maximize the spawning that's happening down there. So we're getting a lot of resources right now. I think I can wait here about an hour and it should be pretty good. we should restock everything that we took. And there's this really cool mods. It's called Mini HUD, and I think it includes the free cam feature, which I can just toggle on a hotkey, go out of my inner body experience, come out. It's much more legit than scouting, I think, because it leaves your character behind. If you don't, do this in a more secure location, you'll probably get killed. But yeah, I can use this to go down here and just see how crazy this thing's working. I mean, look at all the guardians falling to their deaths. This is pretty insane. And if we come over to the item filter, you'll see a lot of items stretching through the system. So yeah, it's just popping through. That thing is filling up like crazy. So I want to do this for a time, restock stuff, maybe take a little bit more shards, and the next person that swings by will have resources and they don't have to wait. Oh yeah, we got that villager trading project lined up for today. I've been grinding resources like a madman. I've been spending hours upon hours just getting things ready. I went over to the Wither Skeleton farm to pick up some gold. Just for this amount of gold, it took quite a time. I mean, it's not specifically designed for gold, so that's the reason. But it did manage to get like 16 Wither Skulls that we can use. Very cool. But I'm starting to jump onto the bandwagon that maybe you need maximum efficiency farms for technical play, because it gets hurtful when you have to give away all your little meager resources to build like a nice redstone contraption to make things convenient. And that's the reason I am down here. I'm down here mining up redstone, and I've cleared this entire area out because I need a bunch of redstone blocks for this particular design. And that's the thing. When I jumped onto BlockHeads, I told myself, let's do something a little deeper than what we normally do for technical projects and just kind of push ourselves. Yeah, I can definitely feel it when it comes to resources, and I'm starting to understand why people build really big farms. And I used to be the crowd like, oh, you don't need that much, you don't need it much. But when it came down to it, you really do for some of these. And hey, look at that redstone. We're well on the way to starting this project. Well, dag nabbit, we got the resources. It took a coon's age, but we got there. A decade later, we got all the resources we need to build this trading system. And yeah, it was expensive because I don't have anything. I don't have the farms I need for redstone. We're going to get to that pretty soon, but yeah, we need a dedicated gold farm. We need a witch hut farm to get all the redstone stuff. It's Mine and I have some stuff plans pretty soon that's going to fix a lot of that. But yeah, look at all these observers. We've got these powered rails, activator rails, 206 note blocks. Some of these are just extras. I like to overstock a lot, so I even brought along the stuff I got from the cave just to remind myself, hey, maybe I'm not that poor. Got a bunch of black stained glass and then powered rails. It's going to be super useful for building this thing. I'm going to show you more about it in a creative world before we begin building it on BlockHeads. But It's Mine's been doing something sneaky right here in this portal. Let me just show you. This is really sneaky of the guy. He just pops in this tunnel. He's going around the corner. Yeah, there it is. The tunnel that he just incorporated. And at the end of this tunnel, you guessed it, it's another portal. Some really cool stuff is happening behind that portal. You want to. Oh my god. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the Emerald Daddy on BlockHeads. This thing is beautiful. 2,000 emeralds per hour. 10 out of 10 anime face right there. He's beautiful. He's gorgeous. Epic. 2,000 emeralds per hour. This was designed by Double Moses. And I don't know anything about raid farms because I'm not very, interested in raid farms. I think I will be after using this one. But I personally just never really like trading with villagers because it's just a big nuisance. I hate villagers, honestly. It'll be nice once we get everything done and set up so that we can, re-get our gear from the massive amount of emeralds this thing's going to produce. And, it's mine. Every time I was in a voice chat with him, let me see if I can get into free cam real quick. So right here, there we go. Every time he was in voice chat with me, he preached about it. So it's amazing. This Double Moses farm is the way to go for a raid farm, and it's going to be much better than just trading crops to villagers, which does sound like a much more interesting thing for me. And so, yeah, everything I say here, just take with a grain of salt because I don't know like the deep mechanics of how it works. But I watched, Double Moses' video a couple of times. I feel confident to show you kind of what's going on. So all the waves are manipulated to spawn here. Ravengers are pushed into the lava, killed. All the riders are put into this water stream. So you're not losing anything. and Ravagers, you're not going to be farming those. So that's nice. Nice little filter. This is basically just a timing circuit for the waves. And then that continues down. You kill them. The boats are here for the Vexes to capture them. Because those can be a nuisance to grind for sure. But if they stay there, they will not harm you. You might get hit a couple of times in this farm, I could see. But that's nothing terrible. You have Bad Omen right here. This is where you activate the farm. And then I think everything is spaced, correctly for the villager or the villages that are registered in this area. So I think Double Moses could explain this better. But if you're interested, and Zoom Avoids, I'm sure. I think he has built this farm at some point. I've seen it in the comments of Double Moses's. I don't personally watch, any Hermit Crafters, but that's what, a lot of people were saying. So you might be familiar with it. I don't know. But I think it's time for my part in the project. We got the emeralds now. Now we need a freaking trading hall. Hold your horses, or even park them. This is where Waffle Stick comes in with the villager trading system. Kind of beefy. You can see why I sold my soul for some of the resources. But hey, we got them all. It's ready to be built onto BlockHeads. This is a creative copy of the perimeter we have on BlockHeads. So I get on here and tinker a little bit. But anyways, pretty neat system. This mine helped me optimize the front. There was some redstone dust there. We went the observer method because, hey, it's a little bit more lag efficient, but just more efficient overall using observers rather than using redstone dust and torches and such. And so basically, whenever a villager is, put into here, this activator rail will put him out here. He'll get trapped into the little drop chamber. This is 0 tick, so it stays up, and then they will continue on, just stacking the villagers into the next slot. Pretty cool. So if we were to drop this guy, I used a fence gate, and I also used powered rails down there to initiate this dispenser, and that should pick him up. So first block, he drops, he gets picked up by the minecart. He'll come through. This will probably scare me here in a moment. There's like a little notification system, because you don't want to drop a bunch of villagers at once. It just kind of stops up the system. It makes things like not work, actually. Let's say work less efficiently. But anyways, yeah, so we got the first slot. We can kind of show you how this works by just putting a villager there, using a minecart. We're going to push him into this first slot, and I'm going to try to slow it down so that you can understand what's happening, if I can ever get him in here. Yeah, so it's pretty simple setup. I like it. And that's 0 ticked up, so the next villager can get deposited, which there is one there. So if we want to go into that third slot, we can always send another one in there, and he will get deposited into the slot. And I think there's like 44 slots. Kind of cool. And it may harm the villager just a bit, but that's, no big deal. We can always fix things with potions, or not even worry about it, because we're not the one hurting them. We don't have to worry about that affecting our trades. There's a couple of little fixes I gotta do before I go over to BlockHeads and do it. Like I gotta put in the rest of these slabs. And there might be some other things I need to suss out. But I'm gonna work on that for a minute. We're gonna jump on the BlockHeads and have ourselves a villager trading system. Okay, so we got the glass filled into the other side of the perimeter, and I think we're ready to go. I hope this husk doesn't get me. I'm gonna get you, it's mine. I had to punch him real quick. He's doing something up there. Didn't mean to punch you. I meant to punch you. That's the waffle stick way. He was up there like a creep, just watching over the perimeter. It's mine, and I have had a kid. Yeah, this is our kid. He's growing up. It's crazy. It's blowing my mind. And although this was a bit resource intensive, it wasn't that difficult to build. Everything just kind of slapped into place. And the great thing about it is the separate independent circuits. So we got this one, then we got a half right there. So where those are independent of each other, it just made it much easier to put together, and everything tested perfect. So that's awesome. You know, I went to get some villagers in here. Also included a couple of other contingencies, like we got these sea lanterns up here. I noticed that these stupid half slabs are spawning freaking mobs. Well, they could, potentially. I don't think they were spawning mobs before I put those in there, but just, you know, as a safety measure, I included those because I don't want a zombie to snag one of my villagers. That would suck. Here is a wall implemented to prevent like all the pathfinding to different workstations, or just getting out of the system in general whenever that drop cart goes through. Let's see, is this side? Yeah, it's completely walled up. Should be good to go. Put in like a little fill system for the minecart, minecarts. That way they can be deposited into the system. So that's awesome. Only thing we got left to do now is implement the input line from the converter into the trading system, and then we also need some kind of minecart dispensing system that will maybe like drop the minecart as an item and go back into the converter station, or actually even the breeder. That way we can recycle the minecarts. No, it comes from the converter, because we would have to implement it from that output into this chest. I think one of these chests. No, it's the chest back here. Yeah, I forget. It's by the iron golem. So this is where initially the zombies go into the minecarts, and then we want to recycle those. Yeah, we got a little bit to do, but we're just about done. The raid farm's done. We got a source of emeralds. We got all the villagers we need. We just need the input line. I guess that's basically all that's left. But I think that's going to be about it for today's episode, guys. Hope you did enjoy watching. We'll see you next episode, and have a fantastic day. Oh, it's mine. It says bye too.